Hello, Blue Justin here. Still Justin, still feeling a little bit blue post COVID infectious time, as I'm still getting over the total lethargy and headaches and all sorts of stuff like that. But I should be able to get through this weekly haul because it's probably the smallest weekly haul that I've ever had to do. That said, I think I'm just going to get on with it and let's get going. Right, first up, for those of you who remember all those marvellously B-movie type 80s swords and sorcery type VHSs that you used to watch, only a few have made it to Blu-ray. Even some even didn't even make it to DVD. But there are a couple that made it to DVD that never got any further, and one of these is one of the probably more famous ones, very suitably named for sword and sorcery movie, The Sword and the Sorcerer. Now this is an import from the US, and when I heard it was going to be released, my jaw almost hit the floor, because it's not being released as a Blu-ray, it's being released as a 4K. So we've got Lee Horsley is his name, I think, who played the Texan millionaire crime-fighting detective in Matt Houston on television, and has also more recently appeared in The Hateful Eight, in an all-out adventure of a war-wielding, winning magic-powered demon and feisty princess, and the infamous, as per the cover, three-bladed sword which the hero wields at some point in the movie. I won't tell you when, it comes later on. I was absolutely astonished when this one went straight from obscurity of a poor DVD to this release, which is a brand new 4K scan from the original negative. And it's also had a new audio commentary with the director, Albert Pyun, who's an awful lot of fun movies from around that time, not just the fantasy type genre. It also adds new interviews with some of the actors and the cast and crew. So we've got trailers and that sort of thing. It does have a Blu-ray with a lot of the special, which has most of the special features on it. However, as yet, this Scream Factory release does not have a separate Blu-ray. So if you want to watch it in any quality higher than DVD, then you have to get the 4K and watch the Blu-ray if you're not 4K capable. The assumption is widely being made, I believe, that the Blu-ray will be released at some point in the future by itself, but as yet you have to spend a lot of money and get this one. So which I did on release, which probably was totally unnecessary, but I was just, like I said, blown away that this is what I've been waiting for so long to get a Blu-ray release. I just couldn't believe it had gone straight to 4K and was actually getting the brand new 4K scan from the original negative type treatment. So really can't wait to rewatch this one and probably realise just how much I've got rose tinted spectacles on my memories of it. But anyway, yeah, Sword and the Sorcerer, fantastic. Anyway, next up we have Harikiri. This is a 1963 film. I was actually turned on to this, or this was brought to my attention by a YouTube video which I was watching, which was comparing the accuracy of sorry the accuracy of sword fights in the movies with how believable and accurate they are compared to real life. And this one got a very high score, and also looked to be a very interesting story about a samurai near the end of the samurai era, who was down on his luck, so to speak, and wanted to ask permission to commit ritual suicide in the home of a high lord, which is which he was warned not to, etc. But it was he took the risk, and apparently the movie itself is a powerful, important movie of the era. This is the dual format Eureka Masters of Cinema number 20, if you want to read that, top corner edition. It is only in Japanese. It is black and white, but it does obviously have English subtitles. Really interested in seeing this for the first time. It's a new English subtitle translation, and we've got interviews as extras. Also, there's a 28-page booklet in there by including in USA from a film critic about how important this was, connected with the fact that a lot of the director's works were all about the having a go at how unpleasant the samurai era was on the people, and how inhumane and cruel that they could actually be. So yes, that's harakiri, or more accurately, I believe they do say on the back, it's also called in certain language, original language, seppuku. But harakiri is the American slang term given to ritual suicide, where seppuku is the correct Japanese original. After that, I noticed that it had been remade, or not actually remade as such. The same source material had been used by the famous visionary author Takeshi Miike. I never know whether that's how you pronounce it, but I think everyone knows who I mean, of 13 Assassins and Ichi the Killer fame, telling a similar story, like I said, based on the same material, similarly called Harakiri, this death of a samurai, and extremely moving and powerful, but again only in Japanese with English subtitles. I don't believe there are any dubs on either of these movies. So this is a 2011 film, whereas that was 1963, so obviously a serious amount of time between the two. Next up, my Japanese anime for the week. This one is El Hazard the Magnificent World. It includes both seasons. However, the seasons are only 7 and 4 episodes long respectively, so for 11 episodes it is quite expensive. It concerns ancient ruins discovered beneath a high school, and just as one of the high school students is about to give evidence at an internal tribunal about voting fraud on the student council, there's a strange beam of light appears from the ruins, taking him, the person he's accusing, her sister, and their history teacher into this strange new world of El Hazard, where they meet giant insects, um, magic wielding priestesses, and find themselves in the middle of a fantastical war with no way home. I believe it's quite a well-known story from the original manga in Japan, and has been done in various different ways. These are, like I said, these two series, and I think there might be films as well. I can't remember, but this one is a nice big set, though. Nice hardcover, nice like image as well. It does actually warn about flashing lights, but luckily my epilepsy is set off by stress more than flashing lights, so I'm luckily I'm okay on that one. So yeah, this one does have an English dub. It's a little bit older, must be, because it's only in 4:3 framing rather than widescreen. And runs about 360 minutes. It's rated 15 for nudity, sex references, and strong fantasy violence. And it does come with, as you can see, quite thick there, a 52-page booklet. When does a booklet become a big book? I mean, that's 52 pages. That's quite big for a booklet. When some people call booklets those things with like 4 pages in them. Anyway, finally, we have, probably because of the very tragic conflict and fears about the war in Ukraine at the moment, there's been a sudden price drop on this magnificent release of the remastered Threads. Terrifying portrayal of what a nuclear war could look like if it happened. And this was back in 1984, this was made, but it was based around Sheffield in the UK. This is a new UK 2K remaster from the BBC prints with 2 different audio commentaries on it, but also the second disc includes the director approved widescreen edition if you wanted to watch it in that format, and PDFs of various Radio Times articles and letters, along with 4 documentaries on it. Apparently it's only been shown or repeated 3 times on the BBC, and it actually requires special permission from the highest editorial levels at the BBC for a TV screening of it each time it's done, because it is considered so harrowing. So yeah, obviously not light entertainment, but very very powerful, and a solid upgrade to my DVD copy. So yeah, really, not when I say looking forward to, but I think it's the sort of thing that should be watched at least once, if you can cope. Do I have anything else to say on any of the exciting things I've got? I've made much more notes than that, I'm sure. On the remake, the Takeshi Miike Harikiri Death of a Samurai, it is possible to get a UK version of that. My one was the US one, but my US one was actually cheaper to import than buying the UK one, though don't do it if you haven't got an all region player, because the US one is region A locked. I think the UK one is region free, so that one could be bought from and then played abroad, but that's not the case for the US one. It is actually possible to get it in 3D. Unfortunately, all the 3D copies are either only available in France, Germany, or Japan, I think, none of which have any English subtitles or dubs on them. It's quite odd that the American one doesn't have an English dub on it. They quite often do in the US, even if they don't in the UK, as I think I demonstrated last week with one of the titles. But in this particular case, it doesn't. However, if you are German and you speak German, then the German one does have a German dub, the French one does have a French dub, and I think it has French forced subtitles if you watch the Japanese there. So yeah, that is my tiny selection for this week. I hope you found it interesting, even though it was short and sweet. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I'm feeling a bit better and can start producing these videos more than once a week again. So hopefully that will be quite soon. I'm only signed off until the end of this week for not being able to work a full day. It's not too difficult to concentrate for what, 15 minutes this had taken me, something like that. But working a full day, the doctor agreed, was not something I could manage with the amount of sleep I needed every couple of hours or so at the moment. So anyway, please look after yourselves, because you certainly don't want to get what I've had, or I'm still suffering. And keep on enjoying the TV, the movies, and the YouTube channels that are springing up all over the place, and I'm sure you love to watch. Cheers.